And I want to thank the INGEV Foundation for inviting me here and helping to organize this event, and to also thank all of you who came here to hear about the new challenges that humankind will be facing in the 21st century. But before talking about the new challenges, I want to dedicate a few minutes to discussing the achievements of humankind over the last decades, over the last century, in order to give us maybe hope and confidence that we will be able, or we have a chance of confronting the really big challenges that are awaiting our species in the coming decades, in the coming generations. And humankind really managed to achieve amazing things over the last century. It managed to overcome, to some extent at least, the three big problems that have haunted our species for thousands and thousands of years. If you look throughout history at any society, any civilization, whether it's the Ottoman Empire in the 17th century, or whether it's China in the Middle Ages, or whether it's ancient Egypt, you always find the same three problems at the top of the human agenda. These problems have been famine, plague, and war. In recent generations, the economy has been transformed from a material-based economy into a knowledge-based economy. More and more, the most important economic assets are not material, but they are cognitive and organizational, and you just can't conquer them by war. For example, I don't know if the Chinese or the Mexicans invade California to conquer Silicon Valley, they won't be able to conquer anything of value using tanks and airplanes, because there are no silicon mines in Silicon Valley. This is not the source of the wealth of Silicon Valley. The source of the wealth of Silicon Valley, of Google and Facebook and so forth, is in the minds, in the knowledge, in the expertise of the engineers and the managers and the technicians, and you can't conquer it by armed force. You can take over it through commerce, or perhaps sometimes through espionage, but not by direct armed conflict. In the 21st century, however, history might go in reverse. And we will see not only the old gaps reopening, but we might see the creation of much bigger gaps than ever before. First of all, there is the danger of reopening the gaps between countries. Back in the 19th century, with the Industrial Revolution, humankind gained control of amazing new powers, the power of electricity and steam and the internal combustion engine, which gave humans the ability to produce textiles and foods and vehicles much more efficiently and cheaply than ever before. But control of the new powers and the new technologies was not shared equally between all the countries. Some countries, like Britain and France, the United States, they led the revolution, the Industrial Revolution. Most countries, like China, like India, like Turkey, were left far behind. And this is why the few industrial nations managed to conquer and subjugate and exploit almost the whole world. Just one word of caution. Everything I've been saying about the future is not prophecies. It's just mapping different possibilities that we should be aware of, especially dangerous possibilities. But these are just possibilities. Technology is never deterministic. The same technology can be used to construct very different kinds of societies. In the 20th century, people used the technology of the Industrial Revolution, trains and electricity and radio and cars. They used this technology to build communist dictatorships, and to build fascist regimes and to build liberal democracies. The trains did not force them to build this particular kind of society or this particular kind of society. Similarly, in the 21st century, the new technologies of artificial intelligence and bioengineering and so forth, they open before us a large number of possibilities. And if you don't like some of the possibilities that I've outlined in this talk, you can still do something about it. Thank you.